Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to talk about the nervous system. So let's begin. So the nervous system and its parts. The nervous system is made up of different parts like the brain, the spinal cord, the nerves, and the sensory organs. The brain. The brain is the center of control. It is where all information about the surroundings is collected and processed. It controls our entire body, sending and receiving messages through the nerves. The brain helps a person to think, remember, feel, and control body movements. Parts of the brain. The brain consists of three main parts: cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata, or the medulla. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, and it contributes nearly 80% of the total weight of the human brain. So this is the image, as you can see right here. So the cerebellum. The cerebellum's meaning is the little brain in Latin. The position it is located at the back side of the head. It controls the balance of the body and coordinates the voluntary movement of the body. The medulla. The medulla is located at the base of your brain, where the brainstem connects to the brain to your spinal cord. It plays an essential role in passing messages between your spinal cord and the brain. It's also essential for regulating your cardiovascular, respiratory, and respiratory systems. The spinal cord. A column of nerve, a tissue that runs from the base of the skull down the center of the back. It is covered by the three thin layers of the protective tissue called the membrane. The spinal cord and the membranes are surrounded by the vertebrae called the backbones, uh, which are also known as backbones. The spinal cord carries nerves, messages between the brain and the rest of the body. The reflex action. So when we touch like a thorn, it starts bleeding within the milliseconds. The uh, the brain gets immediate reply from the finger that something sharp has touched me. So the example, as you can see over here, this is the example where the someone touches a hot object and then they instantly pull out the hand, and then it affects the sensory neuron, and then muscle contracts and withdrawn. The body part has been stimulated. The eyes. The human eye is a sense organ that reacts to the light and allows vision. Rod and cone cells in the retina are photoreceptive cells which are able to detect visible light and convey this information to the brain. Cornea. The cornea acts uh, as the eye's outermost layers. It functions like a wing It functions like a window that controls and focuses the entry of the light into the eye. The cornea contributes between 65 and 75% of the eye's total focusing power. The pupil. The pupil is the black circle in the center of the iris. The light is then focused on the retina, which is which is the layer of sensitive cells and the back of the eye. When it is dark, a pupil's dilate or open wider allows more light in. So with that, doing this maximizes our vision. So with that, I will just like to give some, let's like talk about something else. So we had just got 38 subscribers. I'm really thanking you for them, and maybe we can get 50 subscribers by the end of the year. Maybe please make me have 50 subscribers. I would really love it. Back to the topic. Iris. The iris controls the amount of light that enters the eye by opening and closing the pupil. The iris uses the muscles to change the size of the pupil. Lens. The lens focuses light rays onto the retina. The lens are transparent and can be replaced if necessary. Our lens deteriorates as we age, resulting in the need for glasses. In intra, uh, Intraocular lenses are used to replace lenses clouded by the cataracts. The retina. The retina contains millions of light-sensitive cells, rods and cones, and other nerve cells that receive and organize visual information. Your retina sends this information to the brain through the optic nerve, enabling you to see. The optic nerve. The optic nerve is a bundle of more than 1 million nerve fibers. It is the second of the several pairs from the cranial nerves. It transmits sensory information for the vision in the form of electrical impulses from the eye to the brain. The care of eyes. When you read, face towards the source of light. Sit upright while reading and never read a book while lying down. Wash your eyes with clean water and never use someone else's napkin to clean your eyes. The ears. Hearing and balancing are the two main functions of the ear. The ear is divided into three parts: the external or the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ears. The transmission of the sound takes place in the external and the middle ears. The inner ear houses the cochlea, the organ of hearing, and the peripheral vestibular system, the organ of balance. The pinna. The auricle or the pinna is the visible portion of the outer ear. It collects sound waves and channels them into the ear, the extra auditory meatus, where the sound is amplified. The sound waves then travel towards a flexible oval membrane at the end of the ear called the eardrum or the tympanic membrane. So for this, you could just remember this sentence that the sound waves then travel towards a flexible oval membrane at the end of the ear canal called the eardrum. So you could just, remember this and just forget about this. And literally highlighting it blank so you guys can see. Okay, done. So the ear canal. Ear canal is a small tube-like pathway that extends from the outer ear to the eardrum, in addition helping the other person hear. The helping a person hear. The ear canal has many other functions such as protecting the delicate inner ear from the bacteria, dirt, and warming air before it enters the inner ear. The eardrum. It collects the sound waves and channels them into ear canal, into external auditory meatus, where the where the sound is amplified. The sound waves then travel towards a flexible oval membrane at the end of the ear canal called the eardrum or the tympanic membrane. Sound waves cause the eardrum to vibrate. The middle ear. It is classical to ascribe Three functions of the middle ear: the transmission of acoustic vibrations from the tympanic membrane to the cochlea, impedance matching between the air and in the external auditory meatus, and the labyrinthine fluids and protection in the inner ear by means of the acoustic reflex. The sound waves cause the eardrum to vibrate, which sets three tiny bones in the middle ear into the motion. The motion of the three bones causes uh, the fluid in the inner ear or the cochlea to move. The movement of the fluid in the inner ear causes the hair cells in the cochlea to bend. The cochlea is a hollow spiral-shaped bone found in the inner ear that plays a key role of in the sense of hearing and participates in the process of auditory transduction. Sound waves that were transducted into the electrical impulses that the brain can interpret as individual frequencies of sound. The care of ears. Do not clean your ears with a sharp object. Listen to music in the low volume. Overuse of earplugs can cause harm to our ears and keep the ears clean and dry. Nose. The prominent structure between the eyes serves the entrance to the respiratory tract and contains an olfactory organ. It provides air for respiration, serves the sense of smell, conditions uh, the air by filtering, warming, and moistening it, and clean itself of foreign debris extracted in the inhalations. The nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is inside of your nose. It is lined up with the mucous membrane that helps your noise making mucus so that you won't get nosebleeds from a dry nose. There are also little that help filter the air you breathe in blocking dirt, dust, and getting into your lungs. Now I will put a video link in the description. Please check it. It's about the ear and nose. Sorry, it's about the nose. So please check it. Tongue. A tongue is a muscular organ in the mouth of the vertical vertebrae. It manipulates for food for suction and swallowing as a part of digestive process, and it is a primary organ of taste. The tongue upper surface dorsum is covered by the taste buds, housed in the numerous lingual papillae. The papillae. The papillae are the tiny raised protuberances on the tongue that contain taste buds. There are four types of papillae: uh, filiform, fungiform, follicate, and semifolate. Except for the filiform, these papillae allow us to differentiate between the sweet, salty, bitter, sour, and savory flavors. Taste buds. Taste buds are the sensory organs that are found in a tongue and will allow you to experience the tastes that are sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. And the skin. The skin protects us from the microbes and the elements, regulate the body temperature and permits the sensations of touch, heat, and cold. The skin has three layers. The epidermis, the outermost layer of the skin, provides a waterproof barrier uh, and creates one skin tone. So guys, I hope you like this video. If you did, smash the like button and I will see you all next time. Goodbye and don't forget to subscribe.